I'm Peter Serafine, a constitutional originalist, the founder of Liberty Lighthouse, a Patriot Academy Constitution Codes, and a certified instructor with Institute on the Constitution. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the foundational document of our nation, the U.S. Constitution. For over 2 centuries, this document has been the backbone of our republic, guiding us through crises and ensuring liberty remains the central focus of our nation's identity. Our goal today is to understand the origins of the U.S. Constitution, the historical context of its creation, and the principles that informed its drafting. By looking back, we aim to draw lessons to guide us forward, strengthening our republic for generations to come. For those eager to dive deeper, stay tuned for an upcoming Liberty Lesson course, Foundations of the Constitution, where we will explore these topics in greater detail. To comprehend the Constitution's necessity, we must first examine its predecessor, the Articles of Confederation. Drafted during the Revolutionary War, the Articles aimed to respect state sovereignty while loosely binding them into a sort of league of friendship. However, this framework had significant flaws. The central government lacked the authority to levy taxes, regulate commerce, or maintain an army, leading to economic instability and political discord. This fragility was starkly highlighted by Shays' Rebellion in 1786, where economic distress led Massachusetts farmers into an armed uprising. The national government's inability to respond underscored the need for a stronger federal framework. As George Washington expressed, the rebellion was a wake-up call about the inefficiency of the Articles of Confederation. In the wake of Shays' Rebellion, leaders recognized that the Articles of Confederation were inadequate for uniting the states. The Annapolis Convention of 1786, initially convened to discuss trade, ultimately led to calling for a constitutional convention in Philadelphia where broader issues of governance would be addressed. By 1787, the need for a stronger federal framework was undeniable. Delegates from 12 states convened in Philadelphia to address the weaknesses of the Articles and to create a functioning government. This assembly, known as the Constitutional Convention, was presided over by George Washington, whose leadership lent credibility to the proceedings. The convention was marked by intense debates held in strict secrecy, allowing the delegates to freely discuss and negotiate. This environment enabled the emergence of significant compromises that shaped the Constitution, most notably the Great Compromise and the Three-Fifths Compromise. The Great Compromise addressed the contentious issue of representation, establishing a bicameral legislature with proportional representation in the House and equal representation in the Senate. This structure balanced the interests of both the populace and the smaller states. The Three-Fifths Compromise, while controversial, was a pragmatic solution to representation regarding slaves. It limited the political power of the slaveholding states by only counting 3/5 of the enslaved population for the purposes of representation and taxes. The Constitution was not merely a product of political negotiation, it was deeply influenced by Enlightenment philosophy. John Locke's idea of natural rights and the social contract emphasized that government exists to protect inherent rights, not to grant them. His belief that government's legitimacy stems from the consent of the governed was revolutionary, directly influencing the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Montesquieu's advocacy for the separation of powers inspired the division of government into 3 branches, each with checks and balances to prevent tyranny. His insights underscored the necessity of dividing power to preserve liberty. The framers chose a republic over a direct democracy to protect minority rights and to prevent tyranny of the majority. James Madison's insights in Federalist Number 10 highlighted the dangers of factions and the necessity of a representative government to balance public opinion with government stability. The framers aimed to create a government strong enough to unite the states, yet limited enough to protect individual liberties. They embedded checks and balances within the government to ensure that no one branch could dominate, as articulated by James Madison's notion of ambition counteracting ambition. This also recognized the importance of compromise and pragmatism, crafting a constitution designed to be adaptable to future challenges. This adaptability, coupled with the Bill of Rights, underscored their commitment to safeguard individual freedoms. The Constitution structure of federalism was designed to balance power between national and state governments, ensuring that the federal government had sufficient authority to function effectively while states retained sovereignty in many areas. As we conclude, it is crucial to recognize that the Constitution was a living blueprint for governance. Its principles remind us that liberty requires vigilance and that government authority must be carefully checked. In today's world of shifting political power, the framers' visions remain a guiding light, emphasizing the need for an informed and active citizenry. I invite you to further explore these ideas and engage with the upcoming Liberty Lesson Course Foundations on the Constitution for a deeper dive into Constitution's original meaning and intentions. Let's close with a reminder from James Madison. Knowledge will forever govern ignorance, and a people who mean to be their own governors must arm themselves with the power which knowledge gives. The Constitution was designed for an informed and active citizenry. Our liberty depends on understanding and dedication to these founding principles. Thank you for exploring our Constitution. Let us continue to uphold, protect, and defend the spirit in which it was written.